everybody, it's Katie. At this point, I am just a matter of days away from being 1 year postpartum. Kind of sounds weird to say that because it's like, okay, it's been a year. Like, obviously I'm fully recovered. You know, what could there really be to update on? But I also feel it's important to talk about this process and how it changes you. You know, it's the longest, shortest time. If you're a new mom, and you know, that first year of your child's life, or if you're adding a new person to your family, it's such a long process, and you're never the same. I find myself starting to say a lot like, I just had a baby, and I realize that is absolutely not true. I can't get away with saying that anymore. You know, but in some ways I still really feel that way. It's such like a mix of emotions, and it's really a major thing. So I just want to record a few things sort of to be able to look back on as a point of comparison with where I was postpartum after my first child at about a year, and also just reflect a little bit on August's infancy and what this year has been like for us. There's also been a couple little changes that have come up since my last postpartum update, which I think was maybe around 6 months. I'll start with the physical stuff because that is the most cut and dry. I think the only things that I haven't talked about at this point are that my cycle returned at 10 months postpartum. After Alice, it was 13 months, so I kind of was expecting it to be longer, but 10 months. And let me just complain for a minute, because before I had my daughter, my first child, like from, you know, when I was a teenager up until that point, I had like horrible, really painful periods, super heavy, like just disabling pain, vomiting, like really I would be out of commission for like a day or two at the beginning of my cycle every month. It was bad. After I had Alice and my period returned, I had, I think, 6 cycles or something between children, and it was like a dream. I had zero pain whatsoever. My cycles were shorter, they were lighter. It was just like seriously no big deal. It was so amazing to experience what I know some women experience every month. That's just their normal, and I was so excited that like that was my new normal. Unfortunately, since having August, I've had 2 cycles now, and they are back to the way they were. They're terrible. I don't know what's different. I don't know why my body would go back to being that way, but it sucks. I actually think that the 2 cycles I've had now have been anovulatory, just based on the fertility sort of signs that I kind of pay attention to. I've taken like an OPK here or there just to make sure I wasn't just completely off base or whatever, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm having anovulatory cycles. I have started taking Vitex. I meant to bring the bottle. Chaseberry tree. It's an herb, Vitex. I have used this before, and it just generally is considered to kind of regulate your whole cycle. It's just like a good thing for women to take. So I have started taking that to see if it'll make a difference maybe with these horrendous periods. Weight-wise, I was back to my pre-pregnancy weight, again about maybe 7 months postpartum, something like that. However, I have a different body, definitely. I'm at like the number, but my proportions are different, and I think that that's just my new body. I'm mostly okay with that, mostly. Sort of the major complaint I have at a year postpartum now is just that this sort of mental fogginess that I've been dealing with all year doesn't seem to be getting better. I just feel like it's really hard to focus on things. My memory is shot. I find myself like using the wrong word, forgetting about things, even though it's written down like 3 places. I just don't feel sharp. Like I don't feel myself that way. And I think maybe it's a trade-off for multitasking. I know my brain is doing more, it's covering more bases than ever before, and I feel like I was a pretty good multitasker before kids. I know I got better with 1 child, and now having 2, and sort of managing the life of a family of 4, and a part-time job. Like my brain's busy, you know, there's a lot going on, and I feel like generally I'm on top of a lot of things all at the same time. I'm doing 1 task and I'm thinking about 4 other things, and maybe that, like I said, maybe that's the trade-off for like a loss of focus. But this mental slowness is just a feeling I don't like. I don't like feeling like it takes me, it's just harder for me to respond to things. You know, respond slower. It's harder to find the words, as you've probably noticed in my videos. I have to edit a whole lot more because I don't know what's going on a lot of the time. And I don't know, I guess I just feel less smart. This has been by far my most sleep deprived year, which I know plays into the way my brain functions. Although August has been sleeping well for like the last 2+ months. So I really can't complain too much about that anymore. I just think that my energy level at 34 is definitely not what it was at 24. You know, how quickly I can like rebound from a really bad night's sleep. Yeah. I thought I knew what sleep deprivation was in college when I would pull all-nighters, or when I was traveling and going out a lot and, you know, just staying up late. But that doesn't hold a candle at all to having a newborn and another child and waking up 4 times a night and then having 20-hour days, you know, on top of that. It's just, again, I think I would have handled this a lot better at 19 than I can now. In a lot of ways, this has been a pretty rough year for me, but in most ways, I'd say it's been one of the most precious years I've ever had, one of the best years. I think especially having my second child, I know how fast things change, even day to day with the baby, and I know how important it is to appreciate just the little things. I think August has been an easier baby, easier. I think partly that's true, especially since with Alice, I had nothing to compare it to, and now having another child, I can tell how colicky and challenging Alice was even from the beginning, but at the time I just thought it was normal, you know? So in a way that it's true that August has been easier, but I think really more than that, I've been an easier mom. Just more easygoing and more focused on the important things and, you know, better at letting things go. And I think it's made me a better mom, although I need reminders of that a lot. I can probably come up with 72 things right now that I can feel guilty about. I think both my husband and myself are just better parents this time around, and it's been a good year. It's been crazy, but you know, we're so fortunate. We are all healthy, and we have a roof over our heads, and we have got 2 awesome kids, and we find things to laugh about every day, and cue the happy tears. Thank you all for following me on these journeys. If you've been with me since before Alice, if you've been with me since before August, if you're just joining me now, thank you. The story continues, so I'll see you soon.